Check one, two, check one, two. You and Sadie, I want you guys sitting down there. So that you guys are. Check one, two. Hello, everyone. They're just getting ready here. I believe 2:30 is when the presentation is, so they're just waiting for some more students to come in. Mic check, check one, two. Check one, two. Mic check one, two.
Hunter, you're a student. You don't get to be in the back there. Then watch them from behind the bars. might take an opportunity to say something. Hey, can I get everyone's attention, please? So, if you've noticed, we're down 2 rows. Does anyone know why? How do they break? If you put your feet up on the seat in front of you and rock it back and forth, you snap it off. So please take your feet off the seats. Thank you. I've lost a chair there. I got a chair gone over there. I'm down 2 rows. Like, it's not going to last till the end of the years, guys. Take your feet off the seats, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess they didn't announce it. They're slowly drifting in. I'm not sure. Give it a second.
Hey, just a reminder, I just announced this earlier, we had some more people come in. Look to your left. Look to your right. If they got their feet on the seats, what do? Tell them not to. Give them a little tap. Put that feet down.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, everybody that's above knee, move down.
Please go to the auditorium for our presentation. Thank you.
Find the seat. You need three. Whoa. Right there, you got one. Put your arm in front of you.
So for those of you that are tuned in at home, they're just waiting for more students to come in. They just made the announcement they're supposed to be in here, so we're just waiting for more to come in, and then we'll get going with the presentation. Joseph, can you hear me?
I think we've got what we're gonna get.
Yeah, just waiting for the guy that sits behind here.
No, I did not. Yes, you did. Yeah, it's full of puff. Oh, no.
Kirsten Muskego, someone's here to see you. Hey, you guys, come on. 5 seconds. 4. Again, Kirsten, if you're here, someone's here to see you. 3.
Can I sit here?
Two seconds. Remember, I know it's Friday. I know it's the last hour of the day. I know you all have ants in your pants. But we still need to be respectful. That means your eyes are over here. Your hands are to yourselves. You're showing respect. I'll wait. We'll wait. We'll wait. These are just gonna go in and out. Somebody has to get up. It's cold. Okay, thank you guys. So to end our National Addictions Awareness Week, 7th generation asked to come and speak to you guys about a project that they're working on. Okay? We work real close with 7th generation. They're gonna actually have an office here starting Monday. They're gonna be here every single day, and we're gonna get the programs rolling. And I'm so excited to get all the new programs rolling for you guys. You guys wanted more programs, right? When you did that survey, you wanted more help. You wanted more resources. They're coming. Okay, from the time you did that survey to now, we've just been having meetings about it. You guys wanted more fun events? If you look around, you're gonna see the Atuskaitan is happening, starting up again on December 8th. And you'll hear what that's about. Okay, that's a time where we get together and we get to have some fun times together. Okay? What's going on? What's so funny over there? All right, can you put your hands together, please, for Mr. Mitch Lewis? 5 seconds. Body clap. Okay, thank you.
Wow. Hello, can everybody hear me? You guys all hear me okay? So before we start, I got a little video here I want to play for you guys. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Mitch Lewis. I work with 7 Gen. I'm the coordinator. You probably see me here with the crew. And I'm going to play this video and I'll talk to you guys about what it is.
So, the main reason why we're here today, I know mental health is a pretty big deal nowadays, especially with the youth. And I say that coming from experience. I was once where you guys were. I've listened to all these presentations at the high school. I was told don't do drugs, don't drink and drive, don't do all these things. And despite hearing that, I went through a lot of that. And the main reason behind that, I think, for me was my mental health was being affected the more that I got older by outside things. And I came up with this project because I wanted you guys to know it's okay to talk. It's okay to go what you guys are going through. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's not about being vulnerable. You know, you're human beings. You guys need to talk. And I know how tough it is to talk about what you're feeling, about what you're going through. This is actually my first time talking about my story. Nobody knows what I've been through. Nobody probably knows the things that I've done. And it's nerve-wracking. It's scary. I was nervous the whole time that I was preparing for this. I didn't have time to prepare a script or anything because I want you guys to hear it firsthand as it's coming out of my mouth. So, my name is Mitch Lewis. I'm 32 years old. I'm from Money Lake. When I was 18, so a lot of what I've been through started with drinking. When I was 18, first thing I did on my 18th birthday, I went out, drank, and just that one night opened up a door and put me down a path that I hope none of you ever go on. Since I was 18, from 18 to 30, a lot of that I don't remember. It was always, drinking every weekend. I'd always be with my friends. We'd pick up, get our school checks, get our paychecks. Let's go pick up. Let's chip in. And I'd like to say that I was having fun at the time, not knowing really I was using alcohol as a way to numb the things that I've been through. And like my childhood played a lot. A lot of the things I went through as a child, I didn't realize followed me till now, to this day. A lot of the things I've seen and witnessed, I'm sure a lot of you guys have experienced that. Being around adults, drinking, fighting, yelling. One of the things that I found out recently that I still struggle with from that is dealing with conflict. When voices are raised, my fight or flight kicks in, and it's always flight. And when I started to realize that, about, I want to say 8 years ago, I was drinking, and I got into an argument with my ex at the time. And first thing I did was drink. Every time something bad came up, I'd drink because I didn't want to deal with it. And then I was at my buddy's house, started drinking, blacked out. I don't remember any of it. But from when that moment I blacked out and came to, I was upside down in a vehicle, my mom's vehicle actually. I stole her vehicle, took off, woke up upside down in the side of a ditch in a vehicle. And the only thing I remember is crawling out through the window, going to the road, flagging down a trucker, saying I need the cops, I need the ambulance. So they did. And a few people I've told that story to. That was my first DUI. The one thing that I do remember from that night that I've never told anybody, and it's still hard to come to terms with, even just saying it now. I rolled that vehicle on purpose. I do remember being in an argument over the phone, and I got mad, threw it on the ground, and then I turned the wheel. no one's ever heard that part of that story. You guys are the first ones. It took me a long time to get the courage to admit that I purposely rolled that vehicle. Like, I knew the outcome of it. I was faced with all these things, and my solution was, I'm done. You know, I don't want to deal with it anymore. Knowing I had these people in my life, my little sister, it was tough. You know, it was tough to admit that. That was my first DUI. To this day, I don't know where exactly I rolled. I don't. All I know is I was somewhere near Elk Point because that's where they took me. And I wish I had a picture to show you guys, but that vehicle is, like, it was bad. The whole front end was pushed in. The axle was right through the passenger side in the window. The top of the roof was, like, caved in. And I walked out of that hospital with just a few scratches on my face. That's it. After that, that should have been the lesson right there. About 4 months after that, same thing. Got into an argument, didn't know what to do, so I drank. What did I do? I took off. Left Lloyd. Don't remember anything. I left Lloyd, woke up in Wetaskiwin at Tim Hortons, actually. All I remember is cops knocking on the window, cops surrounding me, and they said, we got a bunch of calls. You were swerving all over the highway. And even that, I don't think a lot of people knew that. I don't even think my parents knew. They're watching this right now on the live, so they're probably just finding out I ended up in Wetaskiwin that night. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad. But I don't remember that whole trip. And for me to drive in Edmonton, I have to have my map, GPS. I didn't have my phone that time. I didn't have my glasses. Somehow I drove through Edmonton, got to Wetaskiwin. The only reason why I knew I went through Edmonton is because I found receipts for a casino in my pocket. And that's how I knew I managed to get through there somehow. Second DUI. Still not enough. A few months after that, same thing. Got into an argument, drank. And that time, I was in Lloyd, and then I took off. I turned off my phone, and it was for like a whole day. I ended up getting reported missing that time because nobody could get a hold of me. They pinged my phone somewhere near Pierceland or Loon Lake or something like that. And I only have one memory, is stopping in at Good Soil at the bar, picking up and leaving. Finally came out of it, I was on Harlan Road, and I passed by cops, and I knew it was cops because they turned around. I didn't want to deal with all that, so I took off. You know, I tried to outrun them. I didn't get very far. They took me in, and each time that I did that, I had to go to therapy. I had to go to counseling because they knew what my end game was. Every time things got bad with alcohol, anytime alcohol was there, and it would always push me into not wanting to deal with it anymore. So that's 3 DUIs in less than 12 months. So I was supposed to go to jail for that. I'm thankful that I didn't. I ended up going to rehab. And that should have been the end of that story. You know, it should have been enough to smarten me up. 4 months after I got out of rehab, my birthday, ended up drinking. And then from there, that was where things got worse, because that is when drugs came into my life. I started doing cocaine during that time. And that all started when I was about 26 years old. From 26 to 30, it was alcohol and cocaine. Every time I drank, it got to the point where I had to have it. It was getting worse and worse because eventually it started to transition from me spending my whole paycheck on it. And see, in my mind, I was still going to work. I was still showing up for work. I was still doing normal things, so I didn't see it as a problem. I thought, you know, If I'm doing this and I'm still going to work, it's all right. But during that time, I burned so many bridges with friends, family. I lost a lot because of that. Not only that, the long-term effect of using cocaine has really messed with my body. I can't have energy drinks as often anymore because when I have so much caffeine, my heart just starts to go too much. So I can usually only handle like 2 cups of coffee a day because of that. And it wasn't until December 13th, 2 years ago, I was at my apartment in Lloyd. I was up for 3 days, no sleep, no food. I was surviving off alcohol and cocaine all by myself, just 3 days. That third night, it got to the point where I couldn't walk. I couldn't walk from here to there. I couldn't look straight. I couldn't talk. My breathing was so messed up, you could probably hear my heart if you were sitting beside me. That's how bad it was. And I called 2 of my best friends. They came and seen me. And just that walk from here to the door, how many times I stumbled along the way. And then they asked me, they looked at me, they knew something was wrong. They looked into my eyes and they said, you couldn't even see anybody. Like, that wasn't me. I just remember them staring at me for so long. And they said, what do you want to do? Do you want to go to the hospital? I was like, no. Because I know I've been there how many times, all they're going to do is sit me there, wait till I sober up, send me back on my way. And that doesn't help at all. So I decided, you know what? The only thing I can really do, first thing I did was pulled up my mom on my phone, and I was getting ready to text her. I had a paragraph telling her everything up until that point. Up until that point, I don't think anybody knew that I was using cocaine. I don't think they really knew how bad it was. Every day, it was something that fueled me to keep going. And because I used it so much, everything I went through, I pushed down. I let it build up because I didn't want anyone to know. But that night I texted my mom. I said, Mom, I'm sorry. I was doing drugs for 3 days. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. And then I was scared because I thought I was going to get a big paragraph. But maybe 5-10 seconds later, notification told me to come home. After all that, all she said was come home. So I did. My friends brought me home. I walked into the house. My mom and dad were there. They were crying. They came and hugged me. The biggest part of that story that sticks with me and keeps me going is I asked where my sister was. And they said she went to sleep. She cried herself to sleep. They told her about what was going on. And just knowing that because of what I was doing, I was so blind, I didn't even think about anybody else. And when you're lost in that world, nobody else exists except you. When drugs and alcohol are there and you're doing it so much, it's just you. You don't think about your family. You don't think about anybody else, your friends. And it wasn't until hearing that she cried herself to sleep because she knew what I was going through. And when something turned on in my head, I decided right then and there that I was done. I'm not going to rely on it. I didn't go back to my apartment. I ended up just staying in a res here, went and grabbed all my stuff, came back. And that's been my biggest support is my family. And on the 13th of December, it'll be 2 years that I'm sober from alcohol and drugs, which honestly is the longest I've ever gone. Thank you. Thank you. It's the longest I've gone willingly. I've never looked back. But the one thing they don't tell you about getting sober after having it be a part of you for so long is the loneliness. All my best friends I used to hang out with and drink all the time, I haven't even heard from them to this day. And only one person would ever always check up on me. My best friend, she would always message me. She's the one that brought me to my parents that night. She would always text me every so often, "How you doing? I'm so proud of you," you know. And that really kept me going. She passed away in January. She was one of my biggest supporters. We lost her due to the same thing, addictions. And I wish she was still here so she could see me, what I'm doing now. I lost a lot of my childhood friends this year. I lost 3 of my best friends in the summer. And, you know, one of the toughest things that time when I got sober was from December 13th to the 18th, because the 18th is my birthday, and it's the one day that I always look forward to. And coming off of that, from that night, staying at home, I was so bored and lonely because I couldn't do anything. Then my birthday rolls around. I was like, you know what? It's my birthday. Let's enjoy it. But 7:30 in the morning, my dad comes to wake me up, says, "Your Gugum passed away. She passed away this morning." And, you know, right there, it kind of changed everything for this month, or December, next month, because she was always there, you know, everywhere we went, every dinner. I'm so used to seeing her there. I miss her a lot. Her too. I wish she was still around to see me. I know she'd be proud of me. But even now, like last year on my birthday, I didn't look forward to it. It didn't feel like my birthday. It wasn't my birthday. It was the day that my Gugum made her journey home. And so that's made it difficult for me. But this all happened so fast. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't have purpose. For a whole year, I was on EI. I started working at Eagleview last summer. And then this job came forward. I started working with 7 Gen in March. And from that point, when I started working till now, I've grown a lot. Before then, I would never be up here talking in front of, even if there's only 10 of you, I probably wouldn't be up here talking. I just couldn't do public speaking. My confidence was never that high. I was afraid of being judged. And honestly, being put in front of those cameras, it's a feeling I can't explain. And then being pushed into this role, it's helped me grow as a person. And I'm still dealing with things along the way. I'm still learning. But when the idea was brought forth to come and talk in front of you guys for this, I didn't think I was going to talk. I thought I was just going to play a video and then you guys kind of just ask questions. But the reason why we're here is to tell you guys our story. We've been through a lot. What you guys are going through, in a way, we've kind of been there too. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to be in your guys' shoes because I was in those shoes. You know, I was told in high school, don't do drugs, don't drink and drive. Presentation after presentation. But I ended up going down that path anyway. And mental health is no joke, you know? I know what it's like to feel really low, like nobody's there. You got nobody to talk to. You feel judged, you feel hurt. You lose somebody special in your life, you know, that a part of you goes with them when they leave. But over the years, I've seen we've lost so many young people, and there's many reasons why. And that's heartbreaking, you know, having to have so many funerals here for people that were your age, younger than you. You know, I seen my little sister lose someone that was close to her like that. And I can't imagine what everybody else goes through when things like that happen so often. So why was the Stay With Us program movement made? It's because they wanted to encourage you guys. It's okay to talk. Everything that you guys got built up in here, everything that's going on up here, you don't have to keep it inside, you know? It's only gonna turn into fuel that's gonna push you down a wrong path. Especially when alcohol and drugs come into your life, all that stuff you're pushing down, that's gonna make it so much worse. And you won't even know it. You won't know that everything you've held on to is being fueled by alcohol and drugs. So we came up with this. We wanted to come and talk to you guys because you guys probably all know who we are. 7 Jen, me, the other two that are going to be speaking. You guys probably know who we are. We were in your shoes. And I know how it is when other presenters come in from out of like all these places. It's kind of hard to listen to them because you don't know anything about them. You don't think that's going to be me because they're not from here. They don't know what it's like. But in a way they do, because everybody is going to go through all these hardships. And I would hope that after today, after hearing these stories from us, that you guys would feel comfortable coming forward and doesn't talk to anyone, you know? Friend, family, just tell them how you feel. Tell them what you're going through. Tell us, you know, we want this program, this movement to stick around in this community. We want it to be something that everyone has access to. So don't be afraid to reach out. You know, reach out to anyone. Even if you don't know them, if you guys don't feel comfortable talking to family and friends, you know, my door is always open. You guys can talk to me. I'll listen. Because when I went through all this, I did all this on my own. I didn't have people to talk to. I didn't talk to anyone. This is like my therapy session being here today, talking to you guys. And I really hope that you guys remember the Stay With Us movement. Know that it's there. I want you guys to know you're loved. You are needed. You're all unique. And if things get bad and you feel like you have no other option, I want you to remember how unique you are. And this world that we're on right now, you only get one shot, one chance to live this life. You guys are so unique that without you, this world just won't spin the same. You know, life's going to go on, but it's not going to be the same without you. So that's about it for me. I'm going to hand it over to Sadie. Do you want to say a few words? You don't have to. Yeah. Huh? We just talk about this. Kind of just like talk about it and how you want to be a part of it and what this could do.
And I'm just gonna hold this here. Yeah, we started this new program, the Stay With Us program, because I was once in all of your guys' shoes before. There's things I dealt with in my high school years. My grade 9 and 10 years was probably one of the hardest years. Grade 9, I was in and out of treatment centers with my family. My mom's addictions were pretty bad, my late mom's addictions. Grade 10, it was probably one of my worst years. Some teachers probably remember me from that year. I struggled with alcohol and weed at the time. I was smoking weed every single day since I was 15, and I didn't quit till like 2-3 months ago. But alcohol was probably one of the biggest things. I couldn't handle being at home because there's too much traumatizing incidents going on at home. And because of that, I turned to the alcohol. And it got worse in grade 9. I was smoking, drinking, even in school, bringing that into school. And the last week of June was probably one of my worst, June 2023. I left my home for a week. I went on a bender, basically. I broke my arm that week, but I popped it back into place somehow. I don't remember it. But that time I got caught drinking in school. It was my friend's alcohol, but because I knew I came from a bad family and everything, I decided to take the blame for my friend, and because of that, I almost got expelled from my grade 11 year. But because somebody saw something in me, they let me go again, and in my grade 11 year, I smartened up real rank. You know, you guys used to see me cleaning the schoolyard, the park and everything during lunchtime, my breaks, because I had to distract myself because I couldn't be smoking or drinking in school anymore. Then that year, I started doing good on my grades. I became chief that year for a little bit. I sent myself to Bold Eagle summer 2024 because I knew if I stayed around during the summertime, I was gonna fall back into my addictions. So I sent myself away, came back a bit more disciplined and my pockets full. But when I came back, my mom's sickness got worse. She started losing her mobility. I had to take on more responsibilities for her and everything. I was missing school. Teachers weren't, I didn't tell anyone. Teachers just thought I was skipping out on school and everything, avoiding class and everything. But my mom, she made me and my siblings keep her sickness a secret for so long. She didn't want people to feel pity for her. And my first semester of grade 12, my grades were in the 20s. I wasn't supposed to even graduate, but the encouragement I got from my mom, she went to the hospital in January 12, and I tried staying with her as much as I can, but she kept sending me back here. She wanted me to graduate, so I did all my work, did everything I could to get the passing grade for that semester, and I did pass. I got told I was gonna go into the next semester and I had to finish all my classes, but that was the day of my mom passing away. My mom, she passed away from her addiction. She struggled with alcohol and drugs for so long, like way before even I was born. 2008, she was diagnosed with a sickness called liver cirrhosis, and she didn't even tell anyone she was sick. We all just thought she was okay, but we didn't even know she was sick until January. And 3 weeks she was in hospital, less than 3 weeks, 18 days. And that sickness took her away real fast. But after that, all I wanted to do was turn to the alcohol, turn to drugs, do something to stop feeling that pain, because honestly, I don't have parents. My dad, he's a drug addict, and he's more of a 15-year-old boy because he fried his brain with all the drugs he's been doing. My mom, she passed away in January, and I just felt alone, no parents, no parental guidance. I just turned 18 2 months before she passed away. But my mom told me and my siblings these words before she passed away: do not turn to drugs or alcohol after I pass. Because she did that, and it got her addictions took her away from us. And we all struggle with it, but I've gotten over it. And I'm gonna keep it short. You know, I graduated, did everything I could, did my best to finish school. I started working afterwards. Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go. Bell rang. Sorry about that.
Oh, I'm scared. Let me hug you.